Live. I hope it ain't lagging. I think we're
Finally,
good. All right, good to
we're
be
good.
on.
We're good. I hear you perfectly.
Yeah. All right, y'all. For everyone watching out there, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you're not. My name is Isaiah Johnson. I got my good friend, my brother, Eric Wiafe on with me to talk NFL and all things sports. So I want to
Yes,
make
sir.
this I want to make it a thing where, especially throughout the football season, where we hop on every now and then and just kind of give our thoughts. So I'm really excited about this one. It
Especially when
won't, huh?
the Jets are in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. So this won't be like the normal podcast interview type. Like, just look at it as both of our show, and he's the co-host, I'm the co-host, and let's get it. So, Wave, I'll give you the floor. We obviously met in college. We was roommates. Just kind of talk about your experience at Rutgers and what that was like, us meeting, all that good stuff.
Rutgers. I mean, start with Rutgers. It's such a complex book with Rutgers. It was a great experience overall, and I'm thankful for Rutgers. Started out with coming up from high school, Egg Harbor Township in Jersey, and getting recruited out there by Coach Ciano. He left to the Buccaneers, and then coming in there, just wet behind the ears thing. And then you realize college football is a whole different, let alone being in the Big Ten, the best conference in college football. It was
One
a
of them.
crazy, yeah, the top one. So yeah,
Yeah, nah, that's
but
awesome.
yeah,
So let's see, I got there in 15 in the spring.
yeah,
And it's funny because I would always see you like, I'm like, dang, this dude's huge. No Diddy. But like, you was you're rare because you're a D lineman, but you were like, fit. And so I'm like, who is this dude? Like, and I always seen you cracking jokes, and I'm like, this guy's funny. Like, I like dude. And sure enough, we ended up. I know like Deontay and Bless knew you a little more. They were a little closer, but
yeah.
eventually we ended up being roommates. And shoot, yeah, it's start of a great
It was all
friendship.
history from there. I think I came in early, and I believe you came in as early enrollee too, right?
Yeah.
Like you came in, yeah. So I came in 2014
Yep.
as an early enrollee fall, and then got in for summer. I was supposed to come in 2013, but I like
Yeah.
how I met up with, like you said, Bless went to Milford as
Yep.
well. So I need coach for my coaches over there at Milford. And then, I ran into you. It just meshed well because once I saw the people who were coming in the middle of the season, I was like Applefield, all the other guys.
Yep.
But that's kind of how that happened. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I got a question. You're Ghanaian, you're African. Were you
Yep, yes,
growing
sir.
up? Were you always strong, like the biggest and strongest dude? Like, I know people joke and say, "Oh, he's on steroids," but it's natural.
Right,
I know.
right,
I'm your roommate. Was it always
right.
that way?
Yeah, so when we got trolls in there, because I know he's gonna get mad if I point him out, but you just gotta take it with a grain of salt. We like Sebastian with veins on his arms at 312 pounds, and I've seen crazy people, but I've always been pretty strong. And my sophomore year and junior year, I won lifting competitions, and
Yeah.
my dad was like, you guys have to. We're not going to put you damaged goods. So we started lifting pretty. I want to say like my 8th grade year going into high school. So pretty late, because we always heard if you start lifting early, you're going to get stunt your height and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I think that's a myth. I see kids lifting now. I think if you do it the right way, it's fine.
right. Yeah, because I watched a couple of things with Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah,
and he lifted pretty young too. And he's like, if you watch some of his high school footage, he's been ripped since. Like some people have that, especially if your parents have the genetics. Like my dad played soccer at a high level, a little bit of track and field. So if you have the genetics too, that also plays a key role.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Talk a little bit about just your upbringing and being African and your African roots.
Yeah, I'm very proud about my. I was saying it's a blessing and a curse because of the household you grow up in, and keeping everything so private. Sometimes you're supposed to share a little bit more, and I grew up not so closed off all the time because of how our household was, and my dad was so like people come in here with different ages and different names. Always like keep everything in house and don't tell anybody anything. So that with that type of upbringing, I was always like kind of like sheltered, and it was just me and my brother. But kind of maturing and everything, going to Rutgers high school and stuff like that. I can really spread my wings a little bit.
Yeah,
I would say the one benefit about being African is the food and the ladies, man, the ladies.
yeah.
But I'm just expressing it for anybody else who wants to know. So
Nah, I agree. And for the women watching, he's already happily married to a beautiful.
yep,
She's Ghanaian as well, right? Yeah, yeah.
she's
So
got in as well.
awesome, African love. What is it about the whole age thing? Like, I remember they used to joke and say
Ah,
Longo was like 30 years old. Like,
right. Break it down. Let me break it down. So, for instance, I have some family members, but I can't. But I'll say, when you come in, you want to come in with a younger age, so you can kind of take advantage of opportunities. If you come in and you say you're 60, you're not going to have it as many when you're 40. You know what I mean? So a lot of it is that. Especially, it sucks. Had something happen like that in the high school football team had 40-year-olds playing in that. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. But Africans are trying to take and maximize their time here in the U.S. or abroad to the best way. I don't agree with it. I think you should always follow the rules. But I know difficult circumstances. So
yeah. All right, real quick, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
that was me working on my political answers. All right, so I'm just giving you that.
Hey, you got 2 seconds to answer. What year were you born? Can you hear me? It's good now?
Yeah, we're
I
good
think
now.
you were just thinking about the question. I said you got 2 seconds to answer. What year were you born in?
1995.
All right, all right. And hey, happy belated birthday. When your birthday was like a week ago.
Yeah, August
So
29th. Me and Michael Jackson said the same birthday. Out to Rob Martin and B. Russ, all the other Virgos.
oh nice. Yeah, I know Rob's birthday was yesterday, I think. And
Yeah, I
then
think so.
B Russ,
B.
cool.
Russ was there.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna get into college ball, NFL. Real quick though, I was telling you on my Instagram, I'm doing kind of like a little mini series. I'm a substitute teacher, and right now I'm doing weight training with the kids. So I'm just trying to give advice and everything. You're big time into fitness. I know you're hurt, but normally you do your running, you do your lifting still.
Yep.
Just talk about lifting now versus at Rutgers, what it's like, especially as we're aging.
Yeah.
But what that's been like for you, staying in shape, living a healthy lifestyle.
It's been really difficult. I think getting close getting close to the all the miss and that's, listen. I wake up every morning. I just feel like one of our team hamstring and all the other things that came with it. And yeah, I mean it's at least 40 minutes and it's crazy. It's crazy. But I think it's part of it is coming from an environment of just training so much that the beating that it took. So we didn't have to kind of like, get freshened up, if you get what I'm saying. But now it's like, I mean, we're all lifting. I remember I was speaking to somebody the other day. He's like, he used to, I mean, the whole spring going into summer camp and then just come back in and jump right in. I feel like if now we'd probably break a leg or, sprain something. So yeah, we definitely got to go for sure.
Yeah. I know I was sharing with you and Zane the other day, like before I could eat whatever, and I'd be like, all right, maybe sometimes you start to see it, like I'm getting a little heavier, but I'm like, all right, I just hit the gym hard for a week. I'll shed all that, extra weight I just gained. But now it's like
on
it's
that,
crazy. Huh?
but yeah, on that, I used to just cut weight so quickly, but
Yeah.
everything that I'm eating, it sticks to me. I'm trying to run like 4 miles, 5 miles to burn the weight off.
Ooh.
Week, I'm still the same weight, so it's tough.
Yeah.
And we have Kevin Wilkins, the amount of weight that I lost. He went from like 280 to 250, and now I lost the same amount of weight. I went from 280 to 250, and now it's like I'm back to 265 to 8 off.
Okay. And you feel it too, right? Like it just don't feel.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
feel it.
How much were you at RU? The Kenny Parker days. What was the most you got up to?
At Rutgers, I was 295, 300 sometimes.
You seen three? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the most I seen on the scale, I was 244, and I felt disgusting. I felt
That's the thing with Coach Parker, and I don't mean to diss Coach Parker. He's probably a good guy. But it was just he was just stuffing waiting. He was just much weight, and it wasn't the most healthy way to do it.
Yeah.
But
It worked though. I'll give him that. I gained that weight.
nah. That 77 to nothing work, man.
Nah, yeah. I ain't saying on the field. I mean, it worked like in terms of us actually gaining the weight. Yeah, we just felt sick all the time. Man. All right, so just speaking of college, the big question everybody wants to know is, are you going to watch college football again? I know you kind of gave up on it these past couple years. Talk about why first. What was your issue with college football?
I'm a defensive guy. I love combat. I love UFC. I love, just combat. Intelligent combat. You know what I mean? Not just like people recklessly hitting each other. College football is essential. This season is starting out good. I'm not gonna lie. I watched one game, Miami versus Florida. Every other season has been 77-0, 56, and it's disgusting. And I think it's a shame. Shame on all the institutions putting out that product. It's a bad product, and the ratings were down. The ratings, were down to huge margins. So, in college football now, I think people are going to tune back in, but it's because playoff. But if they continue with, they have 77 to 54, or a lot of people love watching basketball. You know,
Yeah, and I feel you.
it's just
Yeah, I've had some of the same concerns, but I think I think especially like you said with the playoff, it's heading in the right direction. The NIL whole, whatever that is, that I think there's pros and cons with that, but I think it's kind of evening the playing field. Saban walked away. He was like, I can't have all five, all my five
yeah,
stars going away. So
Saban didn't want, nah, Saban, listen. If Saban want to be a legendary coach, he got to win at least one. Because
what do you mean?
listen, this is the problem. No, this is the problem with the SEC. They championships. When we were in the Beast Game Championship, it was a lot of time. Eric Wiafe teams out of SEC put in the playoffs, and I was like, "What? How you guys do?" I remember one time Notre Dame was good because they're undefeated. They thought they were undefeated. And then when
They
we,
weren't.
and,
That was the
and when
Manti Te'o,
I actually
Manti
believed
Te'o
it.
year, right?
Yeah. They got.
Oh man.
They
They just got to be put in a conference. That's what it is with
but
them.
it's unfortunate that college football in that route. I hope that hope the 12-team playoffs we get. Yeah, they pick and choose who they want on their schedule. So
Yeah, but we seen these first couple weeks, like you got to play big dogs in the early now, and then with
yep,
the whole
and people are starting to realize the Big Ten has always been the big dog when it comes to college football. We're starting to see LSU and pound tables. We're starting to see it's reality, guys. It's just Big Ten is us.
yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe SEC got more NFL players and
So,
more championships, so I don't know.
Zay, aside from the NFL, saying, why do you think they're so good? Do you think the SEC is truly better than the Big Ten? Just be honest.
I think it has been. Just overall, I think it's. I'll agree with you, especially more recently.
Overall,
Yeah, I think it's been top heavy. Like you, I agree. The past maybe decade, it's been maybe three teams that are more dominant, and then the SEC title game produces who goes on to be the champion. But I think overall, like historically, SEC teams are insane, and so is the Big Ten. But I think I give the notch to the SEC.
all right, it's a top heavy team, but top heavy conference.
Yeah, right now we'll see. But yeah, the way it is, the way they did it with the conferences, it's. I mean, they're both loaded, so it's gonna be fun. RIP the
That's gonna
Pac-12. I
change
know
a lot.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you're gonna miss the Pac-12.
no. I'm not gonna miss a second of that. Listen, I was actually disappointed. A quarterback that I watched over the weekend, Cam, his name was from 12.
Yeah, Miami, right?
Best football. Yeah, he said Pac-12 was the best. So he guaranteed bust now. I watched him and said I was impressed.
Hey, he looked good. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he's talented.
So obviously, for those who don't know you, who might be watching, you can tend to be a biased person, and I respect it because you're true to yourself and you're loyal to the soil. So
That's
obviously, you're East Coast bias.
the first time that, man. That's the first time I heard you say that.
Honestly, I just thought of it now. I'm like, all right, East Coast, Big Ten. He played in the Big Ten. Of course, he's gonna choose them. Africa, So, but it's not. And
Yeah.
I say it respectfully. So,
No, that's fair.
considering
That's fair.
considering we played in the Big Ten, what was your best experience? Not, I mean, I know we didn't have much success winning, but like what stadium or what team like really, um, you know, you really just enjoyed the experience, even maybe a loss. Like, was it the Big House? Was it
So,
playing Ohio State with Zeke and all those animals? What do you think?
so I grew up a State fan, right?
Wow, that makes sense. You never told me that. I don't think.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up a Ohio State fan. When we walked into that stadium and this is tough compared to Penn State. I remember
Yeah,
when we walked in, mind you, I would get in every, 5 to 4 different snaps or possessions, I should say.
yeah,
So, and I screwed up a play, and I was getting ripped by Coach Panagos, like back on the sideline and all this stuff. I was like, bro, there's no human being that can play in this stadium. I mean, it was ungodly. It was crazy.
yeah. That was
I
the
don't know what
whiteout
your
game.
experience. I don't know. Yeah, that were all in sync. They just knew what. Like, it was crazy, bro. I don't know what was your craziest.
Yeah, it was that one.
That one, right? Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember, but there was the whole. Because the year before, it was a close game, and Coach Flood was making headlines like, "Yeah, we're establishing a rivalry with Penn State, because the schools are close in proximity." And we got there, it was the whiteout, and the fans was they were chanting, "We're unrivaled," and I was just like, "Oh wow!" When we got back. We got back, and I was like, bro, like that really felt like a nightmare. I remember waking up, like, hold up, like
Yeah.
frantic.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I remember that. I remember one of our captains on defensive line side. I've never seen he was lost. He was lost. I look in his eyes. I was in the defensive huddle on the sideline. He looked like he didn't want to be
Yeah.
there. Supposed to be the captain, bro. That was a dangerous moment. I never wanted. Like you said, I had nightmares of that. It was bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
The highlight though
It was bad.
of that game was Mr. Birthday Boy. You shouted him out, B. Russ, when he smacked Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
You remember that?
yeah.
And knocked him out the game.
Oh, that was that game.
That was that game. And B. Russ, they didn't play him much, like, which he had talent, like, that's just the luck of the draw. We've experienced it too, but yeah, like he got his moment and knocked him out the game. That was cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Wow, I thought that was. I know Darnell had a big hit like that too.
Yeah.
That was, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that was cool. Ohio State was obviously something pretty spectacular. Just going against them. I don't think I got any defensive snaps that game, but special teams. What's his name was the returner. He was boys with Deontay. He's in the league now. Curtis Samuel. And then
Right.
obviously Zeke was the running back. I remember we was watching film and Zeke like went head up with Longa, and Longa like he kind of ran him over. And I remember Longa asking Coach Frazier, and he was dead serious. He was like, "Coach, like how do you tackle this? Like, what's your? Can you explain how do you tackle this?" Like that's how big of a cheat code they were. So shout out Longa though. He played some years in the league, but that's just crazy.
He's talking about because Rutgers trying to reinvent the wheel comes to tackling. We were trying to do so many. and a lot of them were shitty, especially if you're trying to tackle a Big Ten running back. But
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious, bro.
Yeah, those were good times and bad at the same time. But great experience.
I mean, that we had ever. I mean, I don't think anybody.
Oh yeah.
What we. I mean, we had a crazy. Man, we went through everything, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna ask this, but you kind of brought it up. Our locker room was crazy. Just obviously crazy things happen. We had guys going to prison and fights in the locker room, all types of stuff. But we also had dudes with not just talent on the field, but talent in terms of humor. We had some trolls. Who would you say were like the top 3 or 4 funniest dudes on the team?
It might be different. It might be similar to yours because we were blessed. Number one, I would say, and for the D line, I would say like Julius.
Okay. I didn't know Julius too well. He was younger.
I mean, we had Hogan. It was a time at the same time. That were really funny. Like when I know Saquon got some trolling shit under his sleeve, and
yeah.
it was stuff where like if the coach, I can't leave out Rondell. Yeah, I can't. Leave out Rondell,
yeah,
bro. We were at a game and we just got gobsmacked by like 40 points, and when people were laughing, I could like. It was. I mean, there were times where we were in camp and people were, down the camera. It was crazy.
Yeah, nah, for sure. That D line room was special, and I mean, in terms of y'all had some talent, but in terms of just hilarious dudes. And then to cap it all off, Panagos was the coach. At least my first year. So wow.
Jeez, to get that, I don't know how we survived. I mean, that guy was. He's something else.
Yeah, man. But a lot of good people. Again, nothing but love for Rutgers. We both wish them the best now.
Oh yeah,
And with Shiano back, like they doing it right. Definitely in terms of just recruiting and connections, Shiano got it locked up there in Jersey, so they're on the right track.
So, quick question for you:
Yeah,
Rutgers versus the Tennessee Volunteers.
hold up. You said Tennessee?
Yeah, Rutgers versus Tennessee Volunteers. Who wins?
Wow. Honestly, I don't know much at all about Tennessee this year. I mean, they are in the SEC, so they'll probably win. But Rutgers, I wish them well. Nah, I'm joking.
Hey,
I can't really speak on that.
Hey,
what week do they play?
No, they don't. They don't play. I'm just doing it.
Oh,
I'm showing you how the Big Ten would really, we would really beat up some of those little guys. We were in college, and I don't know. Were you around for the bowl game when we went to North Carolina, when we played North Carolina in Detroit?
nah, that was the year before me, I think.
Oh my gosh, I was like that year we could have beat a lot of different SEC. We could have beat a lot of different SEC teams.
Yeah.
So
yeah, nah, y'all was nice. That team was good. Hey, but Tennessee is ranked 15 right now. You want to know the score of their first game?
Wait, I thought. What was the score?
69-3.
What was who they play?
They
Who,
played Chattanooga.
what team is that?
Hey,
I've, I've never heard that team.
I've heard of them. Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's what the SEC.
Hey, well, next week they play NC
I wonder why
State.
Another
NC State's ranked 24.
push over. Yeah, I bet.
Let's see. Wow, Florida's unranked. That's sad.
I mean, they do those rankings so that they say the SEC beat ranked teams. NC State should not be ranked 24. Let's be honest.
Hey, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I'll give you this though. I'm looking at Tennessee's schedule. They do play Oklahoma, who's ranked 15. Arkansas is unranked. Florida's unranked. Kentucky's unranked. Mississippi State unranked. And then they finish with Vanderbilt unranked. So that could change. It's early, but yeah, that's wow. And then they got Bama in between.
Yeah.
Bama's ranked 4.
Yeah, how do you think Bama's going to fare without Saban?
Their team is strong. I just seen some highlights. I didn't watch the full game, but I think they'll be all right. It's a program. They're still running his, it's still the same culture, I feel like.
I saw them taking some pictures, and I was on X the other day, and people were like, oh, it was here. They were, like, doing some, like, thug poses and stuff like that. So I don't know. They lost a little bit of that. They lost a little bit of that Saban. They might have. They might have.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. Wow, both of them are done at the same time. Belichick and Saban. Belichick will be back, but
Belichick
the two
will be back.
goats.
Your old hussy, man.
Oh yeah, he got his little boo too. His little 28-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, he's busy with that, man. He's not gonna be.
Yeah, nah, but he's a sicko. I think he'll be back. Some dudes are just addicted to it.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. I wanted to ask, and then we'll briefly talk about basketball a little bit. I know your Knicks are on the rise.
On the rise.
And then
rise.
Yeah, and then we'll get into NFL. But recently we linked up, and it don't happen as often now. But you came out here to the West Coast. You skipped California, and so you got to come back to Cali. But Vegas. Talk about Vegas.
I love Vegas.
It's cool.
I love Vegas. I'll do it a million times. I love Vegas. I loved everything upstate itself. I always troll, but that's one place I would live. That's one place I would live. And actually, I'll tell you, I was in the airport, California. Me and my wife landed in California. Went to go get some food at the airport, and I started eating it. Like, we were in LAX airport. Immediately, I started feeling sick. Immediately. And I said, I know there's something wrong with this place. Let's just wait until we get to Vegas. Like, the whole trip could have been ruined if I finished what I was eating there. And my wife's my witness. Like, worst plane sicknesses I had, just that 1 hour flight to Vegas.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, LA can be a toxic place, but California, I think you'd like it. You'll be back.
Oh my God.
But I agree. That was my third time in Vegas in the past 2 years, and I love it. Like, same. I think I could live out there. Besides the heat. The heat is pretty crazy. But honestly, where I'm at is pretty
isn't the heat the same same as Cali though? Oh, you said it's the same as
Yeah,
where you are.
nah, it's hotter out there, but it's certain parts of Cali. Like I'm from the Bay Area. Bay Area, it's is usually pretty nice. Like it don't get too hot in the summer. Same thing in the winter. It don't get too cold. It'll rain a little bit here and there depending where you are, especially San Francisco near the water and everything. But yeah, where I'm at in the valley
Right.
is still 100 degrees. Today it was like
Right.
102 or something. Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we got perfect temperature down here. I think it was like 76 perfect. So it beats me.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
just be careful with those blizzards. Um, all right, so let's talk about your teams. So obviously, Jersey guy. So the main teams people from Jersey like, because even though technically the Giants and the Jets are in Jersey, they're New York, in the name. But Jersey cats like them. Knicks or Nets usually, right? Or the
Yep.
Sixers. My
Yep.
father-in-law, he's a Sixers fan. Philly's kind of
Yep.
close to Jersey. So yeah, the Knicks and the Jets are your teams. How did that happen? And then we'll start with
Right.
the Knicks. Just kind of talk about how you're feeling about the Knicks. They're making a little bit of noise and got the Villanova Bros. So
Right.
exciting
Right.
times.
Yeah, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, and they're all young. They're all young too. So with basketball, and we grew up in our household watching. He's like, yo, gotta watch AI. My dad's a Sixers, and he's
Me too.
an Eagles fan. My brother's a Sixers and Eagles fan. But we grew up watching AI and Kobe. That was it. But when Amari Stoudemire and all those guys coming up in the Knicks, I was like, you know what? And I was like, you know what? I like the Knicks out of nowhere. So the Knicks was kind of you know what I mean, with Ewing and all that stuff, and I just came to love them and everything like that. The mixture of a Knicks and a Sixers fan. When it comes to the football side of it, it's totally different. So originally, in the football side of it, I grew up. We're talking about Jason Tuck, Justin O.C. Umenyiora, Michael Strahan, and I always watched their film. I mean, I would watch hours, just watch hours of Michael Strahan film. Like I just want to be just like him on the field. Sometimes just falling asleep watching his highlights. But what grew me to that is because of that whole the Jets and Giants more back then, winning way more when they would. Now we don't play as much often.
Yeah.
I started, and then there's this guy who came around in 2008. His name is Darrelle Revis. So when I watched him, I was like, I've never seen anybody do that. Like just listen, you're going to imagine somebody today just saying Tyreek Hill is not going to catch, he's going to catch 2 balls for 2 yards. And once I saw that, I was like, all right, this guy he's a cheat code. He's a cheat code.
Yeah.
And then we had one of my favorites. He's the best running back of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson, running down the side. Every time you watch the highlights, he was running down the sidelines. And I said, I'm a Jets fan. I think 2 years after LT left to another team, there was this guy came on as a coach. And I mean, what else do you want out of a coach, Rex Ryan? You know, what else do you want out of a coach? And I grew up loving defense. Like when I used to watch O.C. Umenyiora, Michael Strahan, Justin Tuck, just delete offenses and just be. I mean, amazing. When I watch the Jets have that type of like Pittsburgh Steelers growing up, I was like, yo, I'm a Jets fan, bro. I love defense and I love how they're playing as a team. For that stretch of 2000 2010 to 2014 for a year, but we're coming back.
Yeah, those are special times. Initially, I didn't really like Rex, but
What?
just because he was just his personality kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I ended up liking him. I ended up liking him.
He kind of reminds you of Jim Harbaugh back when he was in Michigan, wearing the khaki penny.
Yeah, just more vocal. And like I said, it grew on me, and I ended up liking Rex. Revis, bro. I was
Right.
just watching maybe a couple days ago. It was like he faced Andre Johnson, Ocho Cinco, Randy Moss, and held all these dudes, all these all pros under 35 yards.
Bro, I'm telling you, it was special. I don't think I've ever seen a more dominant. I know everybody. I grew up watching Darrelle Revis, and that was the best football player besides Mike. Okay, it goes for me. It goes Darrelle Revis, Michael Strahan, and then because I just watch his highlights so much. Even today, I still watch LT highlights just because I was on crack. And then when it comes to it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. I think the Jets, with what Darrelle Revis did there, and the team not being, I think we were just above 500 to the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
But, bro, crazy.
One more thing on Revis, and then I got a question for you. And yeah, I agree. Like Dion is like football royalty, and like yeah, he's pretty much hands down the greatest corner of all time to most people. But I think Revis, like in that 3-4 year stretch in his prime before he started getting hurt, even after the injuries, he was good with the Bucks and the Patriots. But those few years with the Jets at his peak, I don't think there's ever been another corner as good or better, including Dion.
And it wasn't Sherman, like it wasn't like a Richard Sherman zone coverage type of corner.
Yeah.
This guy was 50 plays. So when I saw that, I said no. I said this guy is one of the greatest of all time.
Period. Yeah, easily. My boy, I don't know if you remember the name. There was maybe 2 years where there was a little bit of debate, but Nnamdi Asomugha, do you remember him from the Raiders?
Oh yeah, from the Raiders. Yeah, I think he left.
He was a shutdown guy, huh?
Yeah, right.
Huh?
He played on the Giants for a little bit too, right?
No, the Eagles.
Eagles. Yep. Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So his breakout year, because he kind of started making a little noise. Raider fans knew of him, and then his breakout year, he had like 9 picks, and he was doing similar stuff as Revis, like shutting these dudes down, elite receivers. Yeah. And then the next year, they just stopped throwing his side. Like dudes want to get targets, and then he became a free agent, and he went to the Eagles, or I don't remember. Maybe he was traded. But he went to the Eagles, and they tried to have him play zone, and he couldn't do it. And his career went down the drain. He ended up becoming an actor. Fun fact. But Asomugha was fun. That was my Revis experience. But Revis was in a class of his own.
I never asked you how you became a Raiders fan.
Yeah, honestly, just my dad. He was always like a fanatic, and right around the time I kind of started watching football, like the Raiders still had Tim Brown, and they went to the Super Bowl in 02-03, or maybe it was 01-02, but they still had Tim Brown. I knew of Jerry Rice as a Niner, but he came to the Raiders, so it was like, oh, I know this guy. He's a legend. And then I was always a big Charles Woodson fan. Like I remember my dad talking about him at Michigan. Yeah, and then he came to the Raiders. I'm a little kid, and I'm like, oh, Charles Woodson. So I just followed the team because of him, and never really looked back. And they've tortured me ever since.
Hey, now you're a Ravens fan, man. So why you got the
we'll save that. We'll get to that shortly. Oh, this game about to start too. All right. We'll kind of speed this thing up. Oh, real quick though, I wanted to ask, because you mentioned some of your favorite defensive players that you've seen, Strahan, Revis. What's your take on Aaron Donald? Everyone said he's the best defensive player, during his prime all these years. Some say he's the best ever, which I think is nonsense. I think that's crazy. But you played D line. You probably watched his film. Like, what's your take on him and his dominance?
Up the, you know what I mean? Get sacks up the middle. Like,
Yeah.
If you're playing on the edge, you just got to deal with the tackle. You have a soft edge on the defensive line. You don't have somebody else crashing down on you. Pause. You have inside, and you have to worry. And he's going off of double teams. With all that being said, and all respect in the world for Aaron Donald, he's not the best of all time. Say that he's not the best of all time. So he's a legend. He's a legend in his own. He's not the best of all time.
Yeah, I agree. His job being on the interior and still dominating is impressive. But I get confused. People, oh, he's the GOAT defender. Like, I just didn't really see it. And don't get me wrong, he was elite. He was great, awesome, all that. But I didn't see it. Watt was almost just as impressive watching him. So.
But I was like, I mentioned it, and it starts controversy because I was like, I feel like Watt did a lot for. I don't know if, for me personally, I don't know if Aaron Donald is better than. Oh, I don't know if he's better than Reggie White from what Reggie White was doing.
Yeah.
So I would probably, I don't know.
Yeah, same. Reggie White was insane. We just seen highlights really, but yeah. So real quick, I want to talk about our teams. So, and just kind of preview them, and then we'll get into just some takes for the season, and then this game coming up shortly here. The Jets, I feel like could use, like, they're close. Obviously, their defense is strong. They have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Um, they have some guys. They have a really good young running back. I feel like the Jets are missing maybe another receiver, like a Devontae, edge rusher like Crosby. They got Quentin Williams. I feel like that's just a match made in heaven. And then you look at the Raiders. Like, Raiders defense they need a little depth, but they got a really good young defense. They got Devontae. They got weapons. 2 young tight ends. They got Jacoby Myers. They're missing Aaron Rodgers. They need a quarterback. So I just think that's funny. You have a healthy Aaron Rodgers. What does this season look like for the Jets? What are you excited about?
So this is tough. I read about this somewhere else, but I want to go. I want to go top 2 in the division. We want to go top 2 in the AFC East. The goal is make it to the playoffs this year. I think that's a good ceiling. What Rodgers is telling everybody is we're going to win the Super Bowl. Which, I don't want to. It's going to mess me up. I don't want to do that, but I think it could happen.
Yeah.
Just knowing how storyline, like just looking at all the storylines, is like maybe Rodgers does win before he leaves. And this is Rodgers' last season. Why not? Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
So like you said, we have Lazard. There's another young cat in there from Clemson that I'm forgetting. The 2 primary. Oh, Garrett Wilson.
Oh yeah.
So we got 3 pretty solid receivers for A-Rod, and then I think our wide receiver Conklin. Last year it wasn't really a step down year, but last year he kind of our quarterback situation. We couldn't perform as good. Last year, Zach did what he could. Zach will come back stronger this year. So.
Yeah, I'm optimistic about the Jets myself. I think again, especially a motivated, hungry Aaron Rodgers, if he's still able to play like he was, which I mean, what was it? 3 years ago he won the MVP. 3 4 years ago, and that was right after everyone was saying he was
Yep.
washed.
Yep.
So I think he comes back and has a strong year, and yeah,
And 2 years
the
ago,
defense is strong.
and 2 years ago, and 2 years ago, he made it to the conference finals. Prime. He's prime for another return.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's good stuff. Oh, Jets and Raiders, they don't play this year, huh? Or do they? I
I don't think we do.
think they might.
Let me check. I don't think because I know already.
Yeah, I think you're right. Did they play last year?
We did play last. I think it was like a couple points or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, they don't play. Um, yeah, my Raiders, I feel like they're definitely being slept on. Here's what I'll say. AP took over. McDaniels, it was just all types of dysfunction. He was incompetent as a head coach. But AP took over. They finished with a winning record. The rookie, Aiden O'Connell, improved over the season, progressed, and had a solid year for a rookie, I thought. They got better on offense, adding they did lose Josh Jacobs, but they drafted arguably the best tight end in football in college football. And so yeah, they got two really good receivers. Devontae's obviously top three, I think. Still at this age, the defense has gotten better.
How,
I think. What'd you say?
how old is Devontae again?
Devontae, early 30s. He 31, 32. Um,
Oh,
but he's
wow.
not slowing down. He played well last year, and that was with bad quarterback play with Jimmy. Yeah, he's 31. But I think where people are sleeping on the Raiders is they didn't lose much. Josh Jacobs, I'll give you, but Zamir White is expected to be a good back for them. Um, I understand Minshew he's the starter right now. He was just named the starter, but even with a rookie Aiden O'Connell, they still had a winning record with AP. So people are saying they're predicting them to be the worst
Yeah.
team in the league or bottom three. I just don't see that. I think average at best. If things go their way, maybe they can finish with the winning record. But what does concern me is if Minshew and O'Connell prove that they can't be the future, which I highly doubt they are, especially Minshew. I like O'Connell, but still, that's a stretch. It's like, where do you go from there? I don't want Dak. They're saying, oh, the Raiders are interested in Dak. I don't want him. And regardless,
You might as well keep. You might as well keep Minshew.
pretty much, yeah. I mean,
I
they'll
mean,
probably Minshew might be better in big games. I don't know. But yeah, so it's kind of like they're in no man's land. So it's either I'd rather see progression from Aiden and see he could be the future, or I'd rather see them just wash this year, have a bottom five record, and draft a quarterback, one of the top guys.
hey, go get Quinn Ewers. Go get.
Hey, I won't be mad at that. I won't be mad at that at all. So we'll see. All right, real quick, just as we close this thing, the game is gonna start shortly. But two quick segments. I want to start by doing. I'm calling this Zay's Strays. So these may feel like strays to
Yeah,
certain
yeah,
teams
yeah,
and
yeah.
players, but these are basically teams I think are going to be a disappointment this year. And then I'm gonna give a few. I want you to give a few. Maybe it's some of the same ones, but I got the Jaguars, the Dolphins, and America's team, the Cowboys. I'm predicting them all to miss the playoffs, and for the Cowboys and the Dolphins, I just think it's their division. Honestly, the Jaguars too. They're all in really tough divisions, and really, honestly, just looking at the quarterbacks for each team, I don't believe in their quarterbacks. Sorry, Tua, but
Yeah.
those are a few of the teams that are on my mind. Trevor Lawrence just hasn't showed it to me yet, even though they've put talent around him. That division's only getting stronger with the Texans. The Colts could be a wild card in there. So, and then the
All
Cowboys,
right.
I think they fall short. I think the Eagles are a little bit better right now, and the Redskins are trying to do something with Jaden. So we'll see.
Mm,
We'll see.
I don't know about that. Yeah, with Jaden, I don't trust that guy. I think he's skin and bones, and he's gonna get hurt. God forbid, I'm knocking on wood, but he's skin and bones, and I don't trust. My sprays are gonna go to. I have him right here, which is the don't trust Kyler Murray at all, and I would say because when you sin like that, when you fire a coach like Mark Vrabel, you're gonna get paid back in full. I mean, Mike Vrabel was. I think he had seasons, and I don't know how he got fired. I forgot how he got terminated. It was so. I think when the news came across last, like in the, I think in the spring, like right after the season,
Yeah.
which I'm shocked he's still. I hope I don't want Saleh to get, but if Saleh did slip up, I hope we would have got Vrabel. That'd be crazy. Tennessee
like
Titans
Vrabel.
because they did that, and then yeah, and I think you guys no. I think you guys you guys are fine. No, you guys are fine. But maybe. But I'll say that, and also appointment will definitely be the Bills.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. The roster, they lost 3 wide receivers. Stephon Diggs is left, and 80% of, or 80 or 75% of Josh Allen's Stephon Diggs.
Wow.
So it's we know how that goes. The history true. Like when you move on to a new weapon, it takes a relearning process. I think there's going to be some growing pains, and we're going to see them fall.
That division is tough. The Dolphins, who I mentioned, are insanely talented. A little limited at quarterback, I think, even though I wish 2 of the best. But yeah, that division is gonna be a dogfight. You'll probably get 2 come out. I think the Bills make the playoffs.
I think they make the playoff, but I feel like they'll limp in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'll tell you, the 2 teams coming out there right now is going to be Jets and Bills. Let's be honest. and 1 and 2, I don't know how it's going to flip flop. Everybody is missing one key piece. Everybody in that division. And I don't want to sleep on the Patriots because they have that rookie quarterback. I forget decent. May.
Yeah, but they ain't got enough around them.
May.
I like May too.
But that's the thing, Zay. They never had enough around them. They just make it. They wait always.
Yeah, around the GOAT with Brady, they was able to make up for it. Not a rookie. But yeah, I think they're promising. I like what's his name too, the rookie.
May.
Drake May, yeah. What's your thoughts on Tua? I already know, but you want to tell the
Hey, Tua might put a strike on this video if he hears this. Joke. And he's stealing money. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Tuas in the league right now, but Tua is the worst. Listen, the guy has super speed, superstars around. Can't do anything with them, and
yeah,
he's wasting talent. side.
Yeah, and that's where he kind of lost me because like I think I mentioned it to you yesterday a little bit. I got all my 49er buddies saying I'm a Brock Purdy hater and I don't like him. I actually do think Brock Purdy's good. I think the difference in him and Tua, because they both have all-star teams, at least Purdy's won big games. And I respect that. It's not like he folds under pressure. In fact, I think he likes the pressure. Tua, man, he against all the better teams is always ugly. So, and then obviously he's IP. So last year he wasn't though. He wasn't injury prone.
Yeah, last year he was there. And I'll say Brock Purdy is Brock Purdy. He what they call in sports. They'll say we all know it because we play sports. Have that dog. Purdy has that dog in him, and
Yeah,
the games that he lost is not because he. I feel like Brock Purdy lost because he was inexperienced. To Alabama, the biggest stage, he has the experience. He should have the experience, but he is. We really don't. A lot of people think they know what the SEC is, but anyway, Tua Purdy came in, and he was on the biggest stage time, and he like Purdy. I like Purdy.
yeah.
I like Mayfield too. We got to give respect to Mayfield too.
Mm-hmm. You said Baker.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not much of a Baker guy, but yeah, he played well last year. I'll give him that. But he didn't really beat. He don't really beat good teams either. But hey, this game is getting ready to start. So we'll, as we kind of wrap this up, we did Zay's strays. Now let's do Waif's safe. So what?
Copy.
Maybe 5 or 6 teams are you saying are a lock? What teams are for sure contenders in the NFL? What teams are safe with you?
Have right now, and they're gonna vary. So the safe right now for me is the Chiefs. Obviously, we know the Chiefs gonna have that, and then when top, I put them at the top, and then middle of the pack safe is kind of like it can. I always say 50-50 balls. They can swing either left or right. It's gonna be the Jets. We're gonna either or really shit. It's either gonna be.
Then that ain't safe.
So, well, that's what it is. It's a swing. It's a full swing. So I'll say the 49ers, and then I have in there this team in there. Put in there. You're not gonna like this option here, but I'm gonna put it in here. Ravens. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in the Ravens. They've been safe for years since they had that quarterback. So they definitely know what to do with him, and they like the style of offense that they play with him. So,
Yeah.
who's your safes?
For me, I think a few of these teams, what I'm running into, and similar, like I mentioned, the Dolphins and Cowboys, their divisions I think are going to be brutal. But
Right.
I really like, obviously you have the Chiefs. The NFC North, I think, is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I really like both the Lions and the Packers. But who knows? And the Bears will probably make some noise with Caleb. I think they'll be able to win some games.
Do you think the Lions are going to repeat anything from what they did last year? Like going to repeat?
I think they can. I absolutely think they can.
I have a bad feeling like it was a one-off.
Really? I mean, they draft well. I think their defense has gotten a little bit better. They have a young star in Aiden Hutchinson. Offensively, they're pretty dynamic. I love Gibbs. I love having Montgomery to spell him with some power. They protect Goff. If they could keep protecting Goff, he spreads that ball out. So I do like the Lions.
Let me say one thing. Team that comes up, and that sleeper team that last year was the Lions.
Yeah.
The sleeper team this year, because they got Jim Harbaugh, who has a 6'6", 300-pound. So it's going to be the Chargers as a sleeper team next
Really?
year.
Wow. I think people are hyping them. Honestly, I don't want to say they're going to tank, but I don't see them really having a chance. They lost some guys. And their quarterback, do you believe in their quarterback? Because I don't.
So the quarterback is a pretender, but I believe in their coach.
No, that's a good point. He'll get the best out of Herbert. I'll give you that.
Yep.
But so yeah, the rest of my safe picks, I'm gonna skip the NFC North. I think both will make the playoffs. I think Green Bay and the Lions will make the playoffs, and I think both of them can make some noise. But it's tough. But obviously the Chiefs. I think the Rams are gonna give the Niners. I think their hands are full with the Rams. But obviously their talent, you got to put them in there. The Ravens. Here's where it gets tough. I think one team that I think is safe and I trust, even though it was 1 year, is the Texans. I think they're headed in the right direction. No?
Oh,
I think Stroud is the truth. And they got better.
I know, but
go ahead.
If I would call them safe.
Really?
But it's because you're saying the division is weak.
Their division is good. Well, it depends. I think the Colts are going to make a jump. Hopefully Richardson stays healthy.
Bro, that division, I think that's the weakest division.
Really? Wow. The Jaguars they're at least an average. Like they're going to they'll win some games.
The Jaguars are pretenders. The Titans got rid of Vrabel. And the Colts have been on for a couple of years now. The Colts
they got their coach though.
I don't know, man. I personally feel like the AFC South is the worst division.
Wow, I disagree.
Who do you have as the worst division?
The worst division off the top of my head. Oh, the NFC South. I mean, I like the Falcons to get out. I think I trust Cousins enough, and they're a good team. The Bucks, like I told you, I don't trust Baker. And then the Panthers, still, Bryce Young, the verdict's out on him.
I think those two divisions are a wash.
Wow.
They might. Yeah, I don't trust the AFC South, man. They're just not.
All right, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. I think the Colts are going to make some noise. They got a good coach. Anthony Richardson, AR.
We'll see. We'll see how he is this year.
Yeah, Minshew nearly took them to the playoffs, and Richardson's obviously better than him. So, I like them.
Richardson because he was running the ball the whole time. So once I figure out if he could throw, it will.
I think he can. I think he'll play well. But yeah, the Texans, I'm putting them in there. I think Stroud, he got Diggs now. He got Joe Mixon. They added some more talent and depth on defense. Who's the pass rusher they signed? I forgot who they signed, but they signed some big names, and I really like what DeMeco Ryans is doing. So I'm gonna throw them in there. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna just put in the Lions and Packers. I'll put in both of them. I like the Texans, the Ravens, Niners, and Chiefs. I think those are the teams with a legit chance. Now, who I think. Go ahead.
There's one name I thought you would mention. You didn't mention it.
Who, Burrow?
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were gonna say the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm a little. I love Burrow, but
Same.
he's obviously injury prone. They lost.
Yeah,
They lost Higgins, right?
they lost one of them. Chase is still
No,
there.
no,
Yeah,
no. Chase is holding out.
Chase
That's what it is. They said he
is
might not
holding
even
out
play.
from practice the other day. He's good.
Mm, yeah, but and that division, that's probably the best division. Uh,
Yeah,
Cleveland, if they get 50% of what the old Deshaun Watson was, they'll be good. And then
yeah,
I know that's a big if. I don't believe it.
yeah. He's a pretender.
Yeah, I agree.
He cashed out and he just forgot how to play football. So
Nah, it wasn't the cash; it
happens.
was the massages. He
Maybe yeah.
all that all that juice leaving his butt. Nah, he lost it. Nah, but they say you ain't supposed to before a game and everything before. But hey,
yeah,
he's lost it. I think he's done. I think mentally too, it's too much. Like
yeah.
going to
It's
every
too much, bro.
stadium and they're ridiculing you and mocking you about the massage thing. That's
Hey, Ben Roethlisberger did it, man. He pulled it off and still on the.
hey, true,
But
true.
it's
But
not.
yeah,
It's not
Deshaun,
for everybody.
yeah, exactly. So I don't believe in the Browns because of him, but they're still they're real deal. Their defense and they got
Yeah,
some weapons. Chubb's out though, so that's gonna hurt them
and
for the
and and,
first
and
however many weeks.
one of the quarterbacks took him to a playoff 50 years. Baker Mayfield, I think. So
Yeah, with
we'll see.
that was an all-star squad.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll see. If Deshaun can't do it, I guess we have to make those.
Yeah. We'll see. They're paying them too, so they're kind of stuck. Oh no, but you know what? They got Jameis is their backup. And they got what's his name? Dang, who's dude from UCLA? DTR.
Okay.
I I like him. I was hoping the Raiders would have
Yeah.
traded for him and gave him a chance, but that didn't happen. Minshew mania, baby.
You're too excited, bro.
We'll see. We'll see. I think we go in and beat Jim Harbaugh though this week one, and then we'll see from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I wish you guys the best, man. I feel like team of the year. That guy, he's yo. I'm gonna tell you this right now. He's out. That's who he is. He wants the Super Bowl now, and that's all.
No, yeah.
Once he wants to disappear, he's gonna go off on an island and just disappear. He's done.
Yeah. He's a psycho competitor and he loves it. He breathes football, so I trust him too. I think he's gonna turn them around. But I think they just don't have receivers. They don't it's gonna be rough. They're gonna be relying on young dudes on the O line and defense. They lost some guys. I'm not seeing it this year. But yeah, they lost. Well, we'll see what Harbaugh does with this offense. Got some power backs. They lost Eckler, but we'll see. All right, bro. This game is about to start. So
I know we got about basically an hour, but yeah, it's about to be crazy. I really don't want. I also feel like the other team's a pretender. But I'll let you because it is about to start.
So who wins tonight? Just straight up, you have a prediction. I know you don't like to make predictions like that.
Yeah, typically I have a joke that I make, in our group chats. If I make a prediction, it's probably going. So, man,
It's raining.
I would say the Chiefs are going to win. I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Close game?
Yeah, close game. And the Chiefs usually get off start, but I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Okay. I do have the Ravens. I think
Wow.
they have a little more to play for. They want revenge from the playoffs. Not saying the Chiefs aren't going to be, up for this game. I think they're going to be ready to play too. But they're missing some guys too. Hollywood Brown is out. They're going to have to rely on him a lot this season. I don't know.
I don't know if you're missing Hollywood Brown. I don't think anybody's missing.
He's their main target. I don't really trust the rookie right now. Obviously, he could fly, but what's his name? Xavier Worthy. So we'll see. Training camp highlights don't mean much, but Mahomes was hitting them. So, but yeah, I think I don't know if Rashee Rice is playing. Do you know? I know he got the legal stuff, but
I'm not sure he will.
If he plays, that'll be significant. But I think the Ravens get it done.
They do the behind the back pass that Mahomes were working on the Ravens. They do it against the Ravens. So
man, they might. We'll see.
And if they do that, I hope the Jets are one of the most lethal defenses. And
yeah, who was the team he did that against in the preseason?
It wasn't against anybody. It wasn't against anybody.
Nah, bro. In the preseason, he did it.
Play.
You've seen it.
It was a practice play, bro.
Oh, nah, it was versus the Lions, bro. I pulled it up now. I sent this in the chat.
Oh,
he did it in the preseason. He did it. Yeah, wow. I said Goodell should have took draft compensation from the Lions for allowing that garbage.
Bro, if I was on defense and that happened, I would retire, bro. I'm embarrassed, bro.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
That shit was embarrassing, bro.
But hey, the Chiefs, that's America's team. That's Roger Goodell's team. I put it like that.
They're gonna pull it out late. They're gonna win, but they'll pull it out late.
Yeah. One X factor I think you're forgetting about. The Ravens did add the King.
No.
And rainy games like this is something he lives for, and that's why I'm picking the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. So it's on record.
Wow.
I know I picked them last year. The Chiefs game was closer than people make it seem. I know Lamar, he did kind of fold at the end, but I don't think the game was all on him. The coaching was weird. They weren't trying to run the ball. The freaking Zay Flowers fumbled. They had momentum. Lamar, that should have been a touchdown. Dude fumbles. But people put it on Lamar. So I hate that. But I think adding the King, we'll see how their defense is because they lost some coaches. But if that defense plays like it did last year, they're winning it. I'm sorry. And, yeah.
If Lamar doesn't win this year, no, private conversations, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't win it this year, say, all right, this guy he's talented, but he just doesn't have what it takes to win the big. Take for you to admit that.
No, because that ain't fair. Some of y'all said that last year, for one. And two, that ain't fair because what does the game look like? I think that's what's most important. This year, they ran into what's probably going to be the second greatest quarterback of all time, Mahomes. And yeah, eventually they probably will have to go through him to win a Super Bowl, but he could get it done. He's still young. People forget that. I think Peyton Manning, it took him time, and he choked some games and lost some playoff games that maybe he should have won through some bad interceptions, but eventually he figured it out. That's what the great ones do, and I think Lamar will. I told you this yesterday, every two-time MVP in NFL history got him a ring. And so I think Lamar will join that party. and that company.
I think you're rewriting history. They got their 2-time MVP before he got 2-time MVP. So he skipped steps.
What you mean?
All the 2-time MVPs, they got the Super Bowl before MVP.
Nah.
So he skipped steps, bro. Yeah.
Peyton, I don't think Peyton did.
Yo, he's the only 2-time MVP to not win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But he got half his career left. Does he not?
We'll see.
What is it, 27, 20? I think he's maybe 28. Peyton Manning, I'm going to look it up.
What is
Huh?
Hold on, let me tell you something.
I think Peyton's first Super Bowl, he was like 30.
Hold on, I'm about to prove.
29.
Yeah, but Zay, you're not getting my point. He's not gonna have the same career Peyton Manning had.
He was 30.
Of
course not. It's different.
Yeah, we gotta look at the facts because his quarterback. So we gotta look at when did Cam Newton decline? When did Michael Vick decline to Lamar? So if I think running quarterbacks at around 33, so he has like 3 more years to win a Super Bowl.
Well, he ain't 30 yet, but he throws more than those guys, and he's learned to slide more, and he protects himself.
More than Vic?
I think so. I think, yeah. I think so.
I don't know. That's my problem with Lamar. It's always like, and last year he did a good job with it, but it's like, quick, like he'll snap the ball and it's a quick read throw. Whereas when Vic was throwing it downfield, 50 yards, 40 yards, like on the dime.
Yeah, Vic had a cannon.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like Lamar. I'm starting to like him because you keep convincing me. But he has to prove telling everybody in the world what he truly is. And I don't want to say it. We'll see.
Hey, like I mentioned it with Tua and how he doesn't win big games. Lamar, his whole career has won big games. Now, yes, maybe not as much in the postseason, but he's always been, and AFC North is one of the top divisions every year. He's always had to play the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. Though there was years where the Browns were good with Baker, like you said. He has a winning record on Burrow. I think Burrow only beat him once. So
yeah,
and he's only lost one game ever versus the NFC. So notice he's getting better when it comes to the playoffs. He kind of folded versus the Chargers, I want to say, his rookie year. Then the Titans got him. He looked bad. And then he ended up beating the Titans. And then there was the year he was hurt. The game versus the Bills, he threw the pick 6. That was ugly. But then even last year.
Yo, I was like, this guy's pretending I'm done with him. When he let the Bills, gosh, don't remind me of that game.
That was bad.
Bro, that was a bad game, bro.
That was bad.
That was a bad.
But last year, all the pressure in the world was on him. They was like, oh, number 1 seed, dominated, MVP. No way you could lose to the Texans. And the Texans were hot. And he went in there and dominated them, running, throwing, everything. And then, like I said, the Chiefs game, he could have played. Yes, he could have played better. He missed some throws. But it wasn't all on him. The coaching was weird. If they would have played their normal game, and if dude doesn't fumble, they got a good chance of winning.
So I'll be honest. The last year's Super Bowl, because of what that wide receiver did, the whatever he is, he called and did all the taunting and got them back 15 costs, and they didn't know how big the moment was and cost them. Zay, this is what I close the chapter on Lamar. I just feel like when you don't win the games you're supposed to be back, because that's the NFL. You have to win those big games when
For sure.
they're presented. Same team year in and year out. You know what I mean? Derrick Henry has what, 2 more years? Bro, he has to start take care of his back and all that stuff. I mean, he guys getting beat up every running back, so there's a lot of area to hit. So
Yeah. I think they'll be able to preserve Henry,
they
though.
have to figure out what they're doing with their. Listen, they don't win. What's that?
No, I said I think they'll be able to preserve Henry. They have dang, I can't think of dude's name. Their backup from last year, who's a quality back. Hopefully they get Keaton Mitchell back soon. He's a change of pace back.
Gus?
No, not Gus. Gus is with the Chargers. Why can't I think of dude's name? I'm gonna look it up. So that's gonna bother me. Justice Hill. There we go. Hill's a good back.
Okay.
He can take some carries, but yeah, I don't think they'll have to rely on Henry like that. I think they can mix it up, throw it with Lamar, run it with Lamar, and keep Henry fresh. And come playoff time, yeah, tote that rock. So we'll see. That's again, I know I picked them last year, and I was obviously wrong about that. But I think this year they're going to be motivated. They know time is of the essence. Like it's almost like you said, it's now or never. That's how they got to look at it. And they went all in with Henry. Excuse me. I think they make it happen. Lamar gets his jewelry.
I hope so. I hope so. But we're gonna see what type of tone they start the season with in 40 minutes.
40? Nah, it's about to start. What time does this game start?
8:20, but they always say 8:20. Then it's
Oh yeah, I'm tripping.
no, it's
Okay,
8:30.
so 5:20 here. Yeah, the times are mixing me up. I got it here on my phone. Like when's it gonna start? I was thinking it was 4:20, but yeah.
So that's my predictions. I'm going with the Chiefs. Hopefully my jinx works and this actually wins. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens for the night. I think the Chiefs. What's scary is the Chiefs pretty much had a down year last year for the regular season, and Mahomes did, and I think they could
Still
be
won
better.
it. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing to me. Whoever's behind the NFL, you guys to win on this. No, he might just blow everybody out the water, which I hope doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think the receivers are still a little bit of a question mark with Hollywood, and he's injury prone as it is, so he's out right now. Rashee Rice got the whole legal issues. I think he's able to play, but I think they said his suspension is going to be next year, but still. And then the rest of the guys are kind of question marks. Sky Moore, I mean, he's had stretches where he's shown he could play, but he ain't all that. So hopefully
Right.
hopefully those guys don't get it together. Because yeah, when the receivers are playing well, we seen what Mahomes could do and how he could dominate the league. You frozen on me?
Yeah. It froze for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I was
when
I was thinking.
you said
Oh,
something
go
about
ahead.
the wide receivers dominating.
Yeah, no, I said
When the wide receivers are dominating.
Yeah, no, I was saying when they're playing at a high level, Mahomes is dominant. Obviously, we've seen that
Oh
with Kelsey
yeah. Oh yeah.
and Tyreek. Hopefully, we never see that again.
Yeah.
That was unfair.
I don't get anything because he's always open. I mean, I mean, Gronk was able to get stopped a couple times. Like people were covering him, double covering. Like he was still
Yeah.
catching double coverage, but I feel like people he won't be seen or something. I don't know what it is, but maybe he's just that great. It's one of those weird things to me. I feel like they just don't have it down as far as how to cover. It's a weird thing that he's always open and he's the number one receiver.
Yeah.
And
Is
I mean, I don't know if you watch Rex on NFL Studio. I don't know why he's always wide open. I wonder. I always don't know how Rex would cover this. Somebody from the side to earhole Kelsey the weary. So he's looking around left and right because you gotta set a tone with people like to let them know, hey, you're not gonna just come in here and catch it. Take a penalty for the first play.
Yeah.
And then
true. I'm sure teams have tried. I know I'm rocking my Max jersey. Max has tried to hit him, and great players, you just can't figure them out sometimes. But he got the luxury of him and Mahomes have that chemistry. He has Andy Reid, one of the greatest offensive minds in history, and he's just so talented himself. But you're right, it's just different. Like he knows how to sit in the zones and like manipulate the defense. Whereas Gronk was just like a physical freak. He could just jump over people and outrun linebacker. He was just too big for corners and safeties. Yeah. But let me see here. I was tripping off, and I think I was thinking this for Lamar, but really just in general, to be a MVP, to win the MVP, because I had some of my boys like, oh, Purdy was in the he was an MVP candidate, because we was debating him versus Jordan Love. But to win it, you have to be so. It's just really about consistency. So you have to have the most. One or two bad games can ruin your MVP case. That's what happened with Purdy. He lost to the Ravens, and then it was like a done deal.
Of course.
So
and Tua
too, yeah, exactly. And that's why Tua, he's just not a guy. Like he's not consistent.
And Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Who? Man, R.I.P. Wentz, bro. He had it. Nah, Wentz got hurt. That's really what happened.
he was IP, man. His true colors came out. Man, he's Wentz.
Dang.
Oh my God.
Wentz, that pressure got to him.
That guy was an interception machine, man. It was,
but not that
crazy.
year. That second year was beautiful. Man, it was, bro. His interceptions was down everything. He wasn't turning the ball over. That's why he was an MVP candidate. And then that injury.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he played. It was, I think, the next year he got hurt again. It was within the next couple years he played Dallas for a chance to go to the playoffs and won and was clutch. And I'm like, yeah, that's the Wentz I was starting to like. And then dude freaking gets hurt. It was
this guy took off 2 years. It was Clowney, right?
Yeah, you remember that? What team was that?
It was
NFC team. Huh?
One for the good guys. Hey, defense, the point of pretender at the time, So Tua, you're next.
Oh man. Yeah, at least Tua got his bag. He got paid.
Oh my God, he did. He definitely did.
So he could just chill. Take it back to Hawaii.
Which he will. Don't you have family back there?
He got family in, I think, Hawaii. He's Samoan. That's where he's originally from.
Zay, out there.
What'd you say?
You just have to take it back, family out there.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said I thought you were related. Don't you have
Oh, Tua?
you? I thought you said you were related.
We're elated.
Related. Yeah.
Oh, related.
Yeah. Yo, you're trying not to hear what Oh my
Well,
God.
elated means like happy. So yeah, I'm very happy right now, bro. Tua's hey, again.
Everybody would want to be related to. I get it, man. Oh my God.
Look, I wanted what was best for Tua. I was a big fan. I told you last year I realized he's not it. I gave up on him. But
Yeah.
I still wish him the best.
I wish him the best. I hope he doesn't beat up. Pretenders beat up Jets. But let me just ask you a question. Tua
Yeah.
or Herbert?
Who or Herbert?
Tua or Herbert?
Oh wow. I would take Herbert.
Yeah.
I
I was
think
good. I was shocked. I was like, yo, if you say anything else, I don't know. I'll be shocked.
yeah. I think a lot of people would take Tua. But again, Tua has this track star team, this all-star team with
Right.
cheat codes. So he just got to. Now, I'm not saying Tua. I don't think Tua's trash. I think he's good. He just needs that. He needs guys around him.
All right. Here's my say Tua's trash, but I would say that he's not at that level. I don't think he's at that level. It's the same thing with the quarterback who's the quarterback at
Where?
I said who's the quarterback at the Carolina Panthers?
Little dude, Bryce Young.
Say Bryce Young, he's not an NFL quarterback. And that's what it is. That's what I think about those guys. So
Wow. So you're saying Tua is in that category?
category of not really he's not a superstar, like he's not a star. Like people will argue tooth and nail and say, "Oh, he's a star. He's average at best. Average at best." That's it.
I think he has some traits that you want in a quarterback. I think he takes care of the ball, good decision maker. He's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. He falls into that category. People don't like that. And I think in that category, Brock Purdy, like I said, he has 2 more seasons or something. I think Brock Purdy can be really good. I like Brock.
So, yeah, let's talk Brock real quick.
He doesn't care about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think he ranks amongst quarterbacks? I know, and I actually did like a list, but just kind of off the top of your head, like, do you think he's maybe in that top 5 category? Maybe, top 10?
I would say he would be 15. I can't. Yeah, 10 to 15 would be fair.
10
just
to 15.
Off the top of my head.
Hey, Niner fans, close your ears. They think he's top 3, bro. It's crazy.
No, he's not top 3. Top 3 would be top pick, Lamar, Burrow, and then from there, you really have to kind of segment it. Lamar Burrow
Josh?
and switch out Burrow right now. Yeah, put Josh. I was gonna say you could switch out Burrow and put Josh. To be
Yeah,
fair,
I agree. I love Burrow, man, but just the injuries, I'm sorry. That drops you.
I hate the injuries. You know I hate the injuries, but Burrow, I've given him a lot of like leeway because I like Burrow, but yeah, he's gonna be okay. He can be top 10 in today's league.
Okay.
I just feel
Guys
like
like go ahead.
the quarterback Jordan Love is better than. I
I
feel like the
agree.
quarterback for the Texans that he mentioned is better than him. So that's why I don't want to put him too high.
All right. Rank these guys. Dak, let's see, Cousins, Purdy. I would say Tua, but I know you're gonna make him last. Let's go Stafford.
Oh,
Dak, Dak, Cousins, Purdy, and Stafford. How do you rank those four guys? Just right now. Obviously, Purdy's younger. I think he obviously you would pick him because he's the youngest, but just in terms of right now.
all right. Man, that's tough. I'll listen just for respect to Stafford and one, and let's just go 2, 3, 4. Right. Um,
Yeah.
we'll go. Who the other three? Who besides Purdy? I know you
Cousins,
had Dak and one more name. Wow.
Cousins, Dak,
Wow.
Stafford.
At the top, going. I'm going. I'm going Cousins, and I'm going. Damn it. The last two will be tough, and I'm going. I'm going Dak and then.
Purdy and then Dak.
No, I'm going Dak and then Purdy.
Oh, Dak and then Purdy. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
You're really gonna make
I'm
some
going
Niner
Dak and
fans
Purdy
angry.
because
But yeah, go ahead, explain.
it only makes sense because when it gets tough, I feel like Dak has been there enough, and I feel like I Dak from the Cowboys and put him on the 49ers. It's some a little bit better. It's tough. It's
I
tough
don't
because
know.
you might get
Bro, Dak has
tough.
had some elite Cowboys teams with really good defenses. Zeke in his prime. He's had Amari, CD. He's had guys. I think he folds. I think he's a folder. I'm taking Purdy over Dak. But these are guys like these are names that you may see as high as top five. I've seen Stafford in the top five, which especially when he was younger, maybe that's kind of warranted. I know he's getting up there in age, but Stafford deserves some
Right.
respect. But I don't have him that high.
Yeah, Stafford deserves some because he won the chip. But
Yeah.
what's it called? Yeah, I think is a good argument. I think in certain situations, I want Dak. I feel like he's bigger, and he might help out when going gets tough. But you're right, it's tough to call.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Dak, I see him in a lot of people's top fives. I can't do it. He
He's
he
not
has no excuse.
in the
And
top five.
he
He's
just
not
loses
top
too
five.
many big games for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Purdy, it'll be interesting. I'm really excited to watch him because I think the talent's there, but I do think it's no secret that that team is an all-star team. And
Yeah.
does he carry the team or does the team carry him? Maybe neither, but most elite quarterbacks do a lot of the carrying. And don't get me wrong, he's
Right.
good. He has traits of elite quarterbacks. You know, his decision making, his
But Zay,
processing.
don't you see a similarity in the the 49, like at some point you're gonna have to win, or else you're gonna lose all that talent. Like knocking that door for a long time, bro.
Yeah. Well,
A long
I
time.
joke and I say they're cursed. I know Niner fans get on me because I'm a Raider fan and that we haven't won nothing. But honestly, neither have they. They've knocked at the door, but it's like they got bad luck.
I think
But
so.
I agree. This is the year because they got to pay Purdy next year, and they're gonna have two
Yep.
receivers making close to $30 million. They'll probably get rid of Debo.
Kittle,
Kittle's getting up there in
they
age.
can't afford him.
McCaffrey, that's my guy, but he's only, a running back can only take so much. I think they do a good job of
Yep.
trying to preserve him, but we'll see. And they got a bunch of dudes who are going to be free agents next year. Greenlaw, who got hurt in the Super Bowl, but yeah, they're going to lose some guys.
Yeah. Didn't he tear his Achilles from jumping?
Oh, man. Man, that Achilles is no joke.
But yeah, that was a crazy time in my life.
Yeah, that was wild.
I don't know. Mark Andrews is back tonight.
Yeah.
So that's gonna. I forgot about him. That's gonna help out the Ravens a lot.
That's exciting. And now they got two tight ends. What'd you say?
I said I might have to switch my pick. You said, and now they have two.
Yeah, Isaiah Likely balled out last year with Lamar, so they have a connection.
Yeah. So they have enough weapons?
Yeah, finally.
Oh my God. Oh, Lamar, you're getting protected athlete at all times. Oh my God. This guy, it's crazy.
It's gonna work out for him. He's protected for a reason, just like Brady is and Mahomes, and he's one of those guys. He's a student of the game. He's a leader, works hard.
Yeah, let's see. We'll see. This is the year. He doesn't win this year. He's done. He's done for me.
I don't know how you can say that, but yeah, we'll see.
It's almost game.
Yeah.
Now it's almost.
Do you have any
game?
Yeah, now it is.
Before. Now.
I was tripping. The whole East Coast West Coast time zone thing tripped me out. But any final remarks from you or last minute questions before we get to enjoy this game and this season? It's kicking off.
It froze, but I made out what you said. I think you were saying, any final thoughts on the season, how good the season is. Listen, I'll say this for my final remarks. This season is high-end seasons when it's a football quality because I feel like everybody's going to be close. And
yeah,
unlike football. So it's going to be really, really fun to watch. It's going to be parity, yep. And,
for sure.
Also for me, so the Jets are back. We got Tyrone Smith. We got several different linemen protecting. It's good to see us back in the mix. You know what I mean? Back in the winning mix. So it's gonna be an amazing season. It's gonna be an amazing season. But also want to thank you for having the substitute preacher. And listen, with any a big Jets win or maybe just invite me back on. I would love to come back on. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to do this. I want to say weekly, but we're busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Maybe every other week.
Yeah.
Definitely with you, we'll do it again. So, And I know I got a few of my other guys who want to get on. We mentioned Rob,
Yeah,
Jack, who's been on,
yeah.
Izzy.
Look at
So
Rob, man.
there's gonna be a lot to talk
Hey,
about.
Jack is a 49er fan, man. He can't get on here until they win the Super Bowl. He can't get on.
Yeah, hopefully he heard that. I know he's pissed right now about the whole Purdy talk, so he wants to come on here and talk his talk. But it's funny because we kind of feel the same about Purdy, like really good, more to prove, but he for some reason thinks I hate on him. But yeah, it'll. That's why we watch the games.
No, I like. No doubt.
Yeah, but all right, my brother, I'll let you get back to maybe some dinner with the wife, enjoy some football. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, bro. We'll talk. We'll be in
We're about to
touch.
see. We're about to see the Chiefs later. Let's go, Chiefs gonna win. Woo!
Go Ravens, baby, and Raiders.
Anyway, yeah. Nah, man, let's jinx them, bro. Go Chiefs, go Chiefs.
You do your magic. I don't jinx. I just yeah.
Yeah, we'll thanks for having me on.
All right, bro. Of course, we'll do it again.
All
All
right.
right. Peace out.